So you've built yourself an AFK fish farm, but now you're wondering how to use it. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how. Now, one last thing before we get in, AFK fish farms for MCPE or Minecraft Mobile work a little bit different, and if you want me to make a dedicated video for those, then let me know down in the comments. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be explaining this to you with this version of AFK Fish Farm, which I have a tutorial for on my channel. It might be that your AFK Fish Farm looks a bit more like this or something like that, or that instead of this trapdoor it has a note block here. It'll all be just about the same. It all comes down to the same few things. Anyways, you want to make sure that you have probably the best fishing rod you own, as that would be the best. That way you can get all the best loot in your chest over here. The best fishing rod that you can get is an Unbreaking 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Mending, and Lure 3 fishing rod. Mending is very important because that way you can just go AFK at your fishing farm, and every time you catch something, you will get experience, and then your fishing rod will be automatically repaired, so you'll never have to worry about it breaking. Anyways, to work these, what you're basically going to want to do is stand as close as you can to this right over here without actually flowing in. And now depending on like some things would be accuracy, stuff like that, you're going to want to maybe take a little bit more distance. Anyways, I'm going to stand quite close, and what you're going to want to do with your cursor is aim it so that it's on this like bottom part of the piston over here. And pretty much all AFK fish farms will have a piston, so you want to make sure that you're aiming at the bottom part of the piston there. Yeah, as you can see, once I then click, my bobber goes onto the pressure plate and my cursor is now on the trapdoor. If I click on the trapdoor like this, as you can see, my bobber doesn't get retracted. So now you can basically just keep on clicking. As you can see, I've caught some. Okay, that might have been a little bit fast. Yeah. So what happened was I was just fishing like this. Yeah. So you want to make okay, basics. You want to make sure that your cursor is pointing at the piston, and that you click, it retracts, and then you can keep on clicking on the trapdoor in my case, but also potentially on a note block if there is one. Or whatever else there is, and then as you can see, you can keep clicking without the bobber retracting. If you catch something, the bobber goes down, and then the pressure plate gets released. Yeah, what happens when the pressure plate gets released is that the piston then retracts, and then your cursor will go from hitting the pressure plate to hitting the piston, as you just saw. But now, if I click on the piston, as you can see with this, then my bobber touches the pressure plate, which causes the piston to get retracted, which causes my crossbar, whatever it is, to start clicking on the trapdoor or a note block, which, as you can see, causes it to do nothing. However, if we right click on the piston right there, then we throw and or retract our rod. Yeah, and it's really cool how this works. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to AFK. Yeah, and the best way to do this is to do this with an auto clicker. Yeah, I'll leave a link to a non-virus auto clicker because there are a lot of auto clickers with viruses out there. A non-virus auto clicker, I think, is one of the most used auto clickers out there. It's called OP Auto Clicker, and you can set it to whatever speed you want. And what this is basically going to do is once you've aligned this correctly, it's just automatically going to click for you, as I am clicking right now. Then it's just going to keep on fishing. Once you catch something, it'll touch the piston just like this, and then you can throw your rod back, and then it'll continue fishing. Anyways, this is what we've caught until now. Not amazing stuff, but oh well. Anyways, so yeah, that's what you want to do. Before you go AFK, of course, you need to make sure that your cursor is aligned correctly, and also about the speed of the auto clicker. That's pretty important too. I recommend maybe putting it around 100 milliseconds. And oh, of course, you need to make sure you put it on right click. That way you actually you know, fish. Otherwise, you would just break the blocks, right? And you don't really want to do that. So you want to make sure that it's right click, and um, about I recommend about 100 milliseconds in between each click. You should be able to see that once you launch it and stuff like that. Anyways, depending on if you're playing on a server or if you're playing on maybe a device with bad quality or something like that, you'll need and like your FPS is low, you have high ping, something like that. You'll need to put it a bit lower to allow for this to work. What I recommend is you just turning it on, testing it out, making sure you're pointing it in the right direction. And then seeing if it works. And if it works, you're all good to go. If it doesn't, then you can try making it a bit slower or changing the position of your crossbar. Anyways, that was that, I guess. I don't really have anything much more to say. If you have something to say or if you have a question, something like that, feel free to leave this down in the comment section below. But for right now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye bye.